hello there. I'm sorry, I was just reading about color, and that's what you're going to be doing. Sorry, that was super cheesy, but I am very excited about the color theory unit. I am a huge fan of color theory. Little disclaimer, if you are colorblind or if you shoot in black and white, you will get some stuff out of this as well, because you're going to be able to look at how the histogram works, and that will help you to make adjustments in your black and white photography. And also, if you have some form of color blindness, you'll be able to try to discern different hues and temperatures and things from your histogram. So that's just a side note. But for everybody else, I want you to go ahead and just approach this in a very open-minded kind of way. I know color can be quite scary, especially when there's a ton of it, but it can also be an incredibly powerful tool. You often hear things like people say, well, you know, if the image is in black and white, then that means that the photo wasn't taken technically well. And I want to dispel that rumor, that idea as well. Sometimes black and white is incredibly powerful, and absolutely you should be using it when it is appropriate, or when you just decide that it is appropriate. I will say, if the colors are kind of distracting from the overall image, maybe black and white is the way to go. So again, it's a completely personal preference. For the sake of this lesson, I want you to try out the different things that we talk about with color. So we are going to talk about below. We're going to talk about our basic color theory, and this will probably ring true to a lot of you from when you were younger, learning about primary colors, secondary colors, tertiary colors. Keep in mind that it is different. There's additive and subtractive color. So we're talking about the RYB color wheel, the red, yellow, blue, and that's what you're used to from, elementary school. Your computers and your cameras don't work in that, right? They work in CMYK. So it's a different color wheel start to the color. But for the sake of just talking about color theory and getting to understand how it works, we're going to stick to the simple one that we're comfortable with it, which is red, yellow, blue, as our primary colors. So we're going to talk about the orders of colors. That's the primary, secondary, tertiary, what that means. You're going to see some examples. Then we're going to go into our variables of colors. Now, we are going to talk about these a lot in our post-processing unit, which is next, because HSL, hue, saturation, luminance, or luminosity, depending on what you hear. Those are incredibly powerful tools that you have within your editing software as sliders. So you're going to see some of this in this unit, but then you're going to see more of it when we get into our post-processing. And then we're going to talk about color schemes. There are dozens and dozens and dozens of color schemes. You're going to see a link at the bottom that will bring you to Adobe's color wheel, and that allows you to try out different color schemes, learn what they're called, see how they work. But essentially, it's how the colors relate to each other on the color wheel. So complementary colors, for example, are the ones that are opposite each other on the color wheel. So if you think about Christmas being red and green, those are complementary colors. Okay, and then we'll talk about analogous colors. Those are the ones that are close to each other. Those blues with greens, for example, or greens with yellows, etc., etc. And you're going to see some other color schemes as well. And then you're going to see some examples of that. So go ahead, read through the unit. If you have any questions, please come and ask me in the Discord. I'm probably going to set up a workshop for color theory and composition in the near future, but if you do have some specific questions, please come and ask. And play around with the Adobe color wheel. When you are going out and doing your assignment, or when you're just out shooting, I want you to look for these color schemes in real life. So are you finding complementary colors in real life? How can you capture those? Are you finding analogous colors in real life? Are you finding monochrome in real life? How can you capture these? So I want you to be aware of them and looking for them actively. Just like in compositional guidelines, understanding these and having them ready is going to give you something that you can pull out of your toolbox when you approach a place or a scene that you're not sure how to start. So looking for color theory, color schemes is going to be a great starting point, just like looking for a compositional guideline would be a great starting point. Okay, so enjoy, and I will see you guys next time.